I know I'm not dressed up as Laura, okay, guys? I'll save you the horrors of me in tight shorts, okay? I just wanted to get out here and review this thing as soon as possible after completing the entire game, the single player especially, to tell you how much I freaking love it and how much I want you guys to go out and support it. And you know what? I don't need to dress up as Laura to do just that, okay? You know, come to think of it, nobody wants to see me with breasts and with short shorts, with my legs all hanging out. I'm not gonna do it, okay? And I'm sorry if that makes you sad. You know, just because I dress up sometimes in reviews doesn't mean that I have to dress up all the time in reviews. So don't even think about it, especially when it comes to there being a female character. I mean, I'm not a female, so why would you want me to dress up in review as a female? You know, probably because I know you guys would think that shit's pretty funny, but you know what? Fuck you. That shit is humiliating, and I don't have to do it anymore. Yeah, I don't have to take that shit in the first place. So, if you were coming here expecting me to be dressed up as Laura to give you the goddamn review, you could just forget it because I'm not doing it, and there is nothing that you can do to ever make me. Seriously? Fuck you guys! Actually, wow. Oh, yeah. This is actually quite nice. I just remembered I have something to do. I will be with you guys momentarily. Got that over with, got that out of my system. I can sum up this game in one word, just like that. Intense!
Just end it. Please.
Go to hell.
Okay, this is like the polar opposite of the way I felt about some of the previous early Tomb Raider games. I just was never really into the early 3D platforming. That shit mostly pissed me off, as you were equally fighting the controls itself, you know, and the game. Just granted, it was challenging, but it's one of the main reasons why I just couldn't finish or get into some of the older Tomb Raider games. Since then, though, 3D platforming, you know, has improved so much. Especially here in comparison to the originals. Laura moves so realistically and naturally, jumping with good distance, catching ledges, making small adjustments, scaling and clinging to walls with her new gear. And so platforming is no longer a chore, and these plentiful platform sections in the game are excellent, if somewhat fairly easy.
Okay. Oh shit! Oh shit! Go! Oh shit! No! Oh fuck! Out! Cool. No, blind second.
Why did he go?
In addition, not once did I ever have a problem with the camera. It auto-adjusts perfectly to any situation, be it running, sneaking, climbing, squeaking through tight holes, or exploring claustrophobic caves. It is just a fantastic thing to see it work right. Now, I really haven't had this much fun or cared more for a character in an open-world game since Red Dead Redemption. And I gave that game a 10.
You got it. Nice work.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that.
You can do it, Laura. After all, you're a Croft.
I don't think I'm that kind of Croft.
Sure you are. You just don't know it yet.
Tomb Raider is easily the best game of 2013 so far. Maybe it's the relic hunting, the discovery of the island's secrets and story, or the perfectly nailed Indiana Jones adventure-like feeling. But I just freaking loved every minute of it and felt it was a great survival story as well about, this innocent, young, but strong girl becoming this amazing, legendary action hero.
Lara Croft, you are my hero! Hey, Reyes actually just cracked a smile.
Right. Need a signal. A fire. Fuel, flames. I can do that.
It shows that every person has the potential within them, male or female, to be something greater. Now, the story begins with Laura and her crew and her friends on a boat searching for an island full of sun goddess relics. When a storm appears, along with some pirates, you are then just thrust into a tutorial level that just wows you with some pretty amazing visuals, even on the Xbox, teaching you some of the controls and having you play through some really fantastic scripted events. The game has a bunch of those types of events throughout it, and the great thing about them is that they are so well integrated into it that the transition between them, the in-game cutscenes, the normal gameplay, it just all ends up so natural and seamless. Finally, you're knocked out and you wash up on shore next day, alone, scared, and vulnerable. Now, it's up to you to put your skills from your mentor Roth and things that you've learned from your father to the test to survive the island and its crazy inhabitants.
Напоминаешь мою сестру.
Let go! Let go! Lara, run! Oh, no! No!
Round them up! Round them up! Don't you fucking move! Kill them all!
There's exquisite detail in the graphics. So much care and love went into this game, and it shows. Laura's redesign is beautifully done, updating the character without completely redesigning her or alienating her fans. Her character model is among the best I've seen, especially up close, with all the dirt, grime, wear, and tear from her ordeal modeled accurately. The PC version has some of the best hair physics seen yet, and the environments themselves, up close or at a distance, are breathtaking. The level designer and the art director both deserve huge raises from me. I mean, they've made exploring the island a complete joy. I just couldn't wait to see what was around the corner. And there are so many noteworthy levels here, like the treetop sniping at night, exploring claustrophobic caverns and tombs, wind and snow levels throughout this island. Now, it's not a completely open world in the traditional sense, as there are bits of the islands that are locked off, but there are plenty of playground sections and large levels to explore within. so it never takes away from the experience. And plus, the way some of the levels are designed with the cinematic rushing and running sections through some parts of the island, they have to be purposed just for that. So it can't really be that open, or you can't reach those levels. So the game was so well themed that I found myself checking every nook and cranny of this damn game for things to help me survive, as well as relics, diaries, and all the collectibles. I mean, each one had a story within itself. The relics were especially awesome, Laura sharing fascinating facts about them. Some can even be examined further by rotating the 3D model like a detective style and feeling a rumble to learn more information about them.
This traditional no mask represents a hateful woman in the guise of a demon. There are traces of white paint on the inside. Whoever used this mask was of noble birth.
There is purpose to scavenging and hunting animals, as they provide you with experience to level up various hunter, survivor, and brawler skill abilities. And she's got a ton to choose from within individual tiers. Though by the end, you'll likely just have mastered them all, instead of having any sort of unique exclusive focus in one school from another person. But salvage is littered throughout the levels, okay? And you gather that to make makeshift custom upgrades to the various weapons and gear that you'll find throughout the island. It all adds to the survivor element. And that is done at various campsite save points you come across, which also have access to fast travel, allowing you to get back to other areas of the island where you may have missed salvage and collectibles to essentially better, prepare yourself for upcoming levels. The combat in this game is well done. In the game, in this particular one, Laura's signature weapons aren't her double pistols, and I'm thankful for that. I'm a little tired of that. It's instead her bow and arrow, and it is much more satisfying. It's silent, it's deadly. You feel like an expert assassin and marksman taking out enemies before they can even react in a row.
Alright, ready? Do 3 in a row.
Go ahead and
without missing. Here we
Now
go.
let me finish this bottle in peace.
Guys don't know what's gonna hit him. Boom, chunk. You're down, headshot. Boom, headshot. And... fuck. Shit. Alright. 3 in a row. Y'all didn't see nothing. Damn it.
Which is made easier by some very tight and precise bow controls. You can get so good at it that you might believe that the game is a little bit too easy, but there are later sections against very large groups of baddies who block and corner you and make that fight very visceral and challenging, as you try to fight for your life. Thankfully, there is a nice dynamic cover system where Laura kind of peeks out of corners on her own where it's appropriate, so it makes combat really smooth. However, I toned down the combat-based QTEs a bit. And remove the contextual auto kills, as these contribute to making most sections of combat a little too easy. I'd prefer it if you had to outbow, outshoot, or outsmart your enemies rather than just press a button to auto kill. understand why some devs use those QTEs, but here's an example of how to keep the tension alive without using a QTE. Here's a wolf section. Instead of just hitting the Y button or waggling your stick, you are limited to actually firing off your bow at the correct time, and you have to aim precisely. So this is sort of a good mixture of what some of these QTE sections could have been while still retaining the tension of these scenes that they're trying to go for. Survival Instincts is a mode of vision that Laura has. It makes puzzles far easier, highlighting specific objects that you can interact with. And while it doesn't spell out exactly what to do, it does give clues to make that game, more accessible to a wider crowd, which was just perfect for, this opening game, this reboot, and bringing in those who may not have been into Tomb Raiders before. However, it would be nice for hardcore fans to get like a 4th difficulty level, something like a Survivor mode or a Tomb Raider mode where, they disallow survival instinct vision and force you to discover and solve puzzles in your environment without any help at all. That would be awesome. As far as tombs, there are 7 tombs total, each with a unique and interesting puzzle to solve. Succeed and you get a nice big treasure chest with a large XP bonus, as well as the area's treasure map waiting for you, which will reveal all the location of relics, documents, and the GPS data that's just real fun to collect. So in the game, you're constantly upgrading your weapons and your gear, you're discovering new ways to move about, climb, and interact with the environment. And I can't stress enough how this gives the game this great sense of progression. It's always fresh, from simple platforming to wall crawling to shimming on a rope to later rappelling on those ropes. It all makes the way you play the game feel very appropriate, especially with the cinematic moments added in, such as structures falling apart, hillside slides, running away from cool explosions, and just a ton more. As you can tell, Laura gets thrown around like a ragdoll in this game a lot. You're gonna be hearing her get beat the hell up, and it's pretty gruesome too. I mean, it's brutal.
Damn it!
Fatality. Finish her.
They sure as hell don't shy away from showing how brutal, you're murdered if you fail. But certainly it adds this incentive to keep her alive so you don't have to see that. Now the game gets nearly everything right. I don't have much at all that I didn't like. However, if there is anything that I wish the game had beyond what's already there, is perhaps a better final encounter, that boss. A Game Plus mode with a higher difficulty level, and just maybe a few more tombs, because I really like those. Also, the Xbox version had occasional freezing and stuttering, but that may have just been my Xbox starting to die again.
Wait, what the hell? Oh shit, oh come on, don't fucking, I'm whipping ass, do not freeze. Oh. Fucking Xbox.
I'd invest in the PC version if you can. It's cheaper, better graphics, works better. The biggest thing that I wanted was just more of the excellent single-player campaign. Now I could stop here and rate the game, but even more surprising is that it contains a competitive multiplayer side as well on top of all this. But to be honest, the multiplayer isn't very good at all. I mean, it's functional, but pretty standard fare aside from some lightning rods that you can kill people with, and some snare traps that ensnare your opponents. Now, the whole thing really feels unnecessary. I would have much preferred more single player or perhaps a separate cooperative campaign. Don't mix the two, make it separate. Hell, even rock climbing races or competitive relic hunts, like timed or something. Something like that over these 5 crappy and pace modes on about 5 maps. But don't let that take away at all from this amazing package. This game easily scores. It scored without even touching multiplayer. So, the final verdict for Tomb Raider is an enthusiastic 9 out of 10. That's a must own with a badass seal of approval. If you're thinking about getting Tomb Raider, get it now. If you weren't thinking about it, trust me on this one, you may enjoy it, even if you didn't like the other ones. You know, so as long as you're not expecting it to be exactly like the older Lara Croft games, as puzzles have been downplayed slightly. Also, playing this one doesn't require that you know anything about the previous ones. In my opinion, it basically manages to please both old and new fans with a perfect blend of action, survival, platforming, relic hunting, and puzzle solving. If this is the quality of future Tomb Raider games, they've got one new loyal fan. I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. I'm gonna see if I can't do a little bit more cosplay. See you guys. I did it! I finally found the ancient relic of the musical tribe of AngryJoeShow! Well, I'm all I am, Azagaboga, Zidebalalo, Alabagala, Lakabala, Agabalabo,